Welcome back to episodes 14 and 15 for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Yeah, this time we're going on for the two-parter of Yugi versus Panic. Now, on a quick side note before we continue, if for the video, if there's episodes that have multiple parts to a duel, then it's all in one video. If it's just one singular part, then it's one video. That's a side note. Anyway, let's get on to the video. Try not to panic. Get the joke, because that's the name of the character anyway. Let's just get to the review. Meanwhile, to start, Mai has lost all her dueling chips to this guy named Panic. What is Panic? An eliminator, which means he's meant to eliminate the weak duelist off the island, or so he says. So, yeah, he's not part of the tournament. He's just here to also hired by Pegasus to also do a competition, but also probably defeat Yugi to prevent Yugi from saving his grandpa's soul. So, yeah. So Yugi then challenges Panic to the duel to get Mai back her star chips, you know. Even though Yugi has a risk of getting out of the tournament, he still needs a chance to save the day. And also, here's the thing. Oh yeah, Panic has actual flamethrowers to make the duel more dangerous. Because Shadow, I don't know why. This might be a little dangerous. These are holograms. And it's just a card game, remind you. Sometimes these duels can get pretty crazy. Oh yeah, Panic summons out his Castle of Illusion, or Castle of Shadows. I forgot the name of the card. But also casts a big shadow over the battlefield, preventing Yugi from seeing his monsters. Kinda like face down defense mode. I don't think you can do that, because I don't think that's what the card does, honestly. It really doesn't do that. Like, honestly, what's the point of the shadows? You might as well just put your monsters in face down defense mode, because they still won't know what they are, you know? Duh, it's not that hard. Also, because of some weird stuff with the field spell, Yugi can't see his monsters, so I guess Yugi's monsters are just obviously very vulnerable and will be defeated no matter what. I don't know. It's kind of hard to understand how this makes sense when the card doesn't even remotely do that in the actual game. Oh yeah, so yeah, Yugi baits Panic into thinking his face down card was Swords of Revealing Light. But let's be honest, who the hell's gonna put that card face down and tell someone that this is a different card? Anyway, Panic summons his Reaper of the Cards, which I guess can destroy one specific spell card on the field or a card face down. But Panic thought it was Sword of Revealing Light, but Yugi's like, no, you just thought it was. Nah, it's actually Spellbinding Circle, which can immobilize one card on the field for any monster that can attack. Which was, I guess, a pretty sneaky move by Yugi. Anyway, here we are into part 2. Now, it's time for the second part of this duel to take place. And now, Yugi activates his Sword of Revealing Light to put all, which basically, if you don't know, for 3 turns, it remains on the field and your opponent cannot attack. And then after the end of your third phase or so, and your third turn, the card is then destroyed and then your opponent can attack. And also, the rules are, no, if you summon another monster while this card's on the field, you can't attack with that monster. It's still immobilized until the card has gone off the field. The Chaos Shield card, which basically increases all monsters' defense points by 300 on your own side of the field. Yeah, apparently Yugi also knows what strategy he played from the second he saw him, which I don't think so, because you really can't tell what their strategy is until you see what kind of deck they have and how they use their strategy, but alright. Then Yugi uses Polymerization to fuse his Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragons into Gaia the Flying Champion in a different strategy in order to defeat Panic and his monsters. Because if you notice what happens up at Panic's castle, a force shield around with Swords of Revealing Light and its Castle of Illusion. If you saw this episode before, I think you know where this is going. And now you can use Catapult Turtle to launch Gaia the Dragon Champion at his shield. Which, this is Season 1 still, but even that doesn't make much sense, even for Season 1 standards. And Yugi brings up how Castle Lost Flotation Ring is still floating, meaning that the only thing that's technically holding that up is Swords of Revealing Light. And the second the Swords of Revealing Light is destroyed, the castle comes crawling down and destroys all its monsters, which I'm sure that's not how that works, but hey, Season 1, like I said. And now, Panic's monsters are all crushed, and Yugi wins the duel. And also because Panic's so evil, Yugi has to mind crush and destroy his mind, or send him to the Shadow Realm. Look, it's different on the Japanese dub and English dub, but yeah, Yugi kind of, in a way, kills him. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, he's fine. But yeah, mind crush. Yeah, Yugi gets back Mai's star chips, but Mai doesn't accept them. But I guess Mai wants to win it the honorable way instead of the cheap and not fair way in the way. Anyway, that's done with. And soon, finally, things are somewhat normal now. And that wraps up episodes 14 and 15 on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Yeah, pretty interesting episode. Let's have someone so evil who is basically in a way just really evil and a bully in a way and have Yugi face him down and destroy him like how someone stands up to a bully. Pretty interesting episode. This is probably one of the more suspenseful episodes so far, and it's definitely pretty good. Most of these episodes aren't really like filler or bad. They're all really good so far. But anyway, check me next for the next episode on Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime in 1 week from now whenever this video is uploaded.